Since the beginning of his administration, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has been unrelenting in ensuring that students in the state get the best of education. The efforts of the Lagos State government was recently complemented by First Bank of Nigeria Limited, as the corporate organization donated 20,000 digital devices to the state government.
It's a very happy day for us in the Ministry of Education, because now we are certain that our own students are going to be part of the global movement, and students are going to be 21st century learners, because they will learn through e-learning, which of course has limitless possibilities, and so we are extremely happy.
These devices were handed over to Governor Sanwo-Olu by the bank's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Adeshola Adedutan, at the ceremony held at the State House in Marina.
Building the software was one thing, and then creating the content was another thing. Working with over 75 teachers, we were able to come up with content and all that. So the next thing was endorsement. So we had to meet NARDC, we had to meet JAM, we had to meet NUC, we had to meet all the way to African Union. And when she saw it, she said, look, as far as I'm commissioner in Lagos State, no child must be left behind.
Governor Sanwo-Olu said the devices supplied by the bank would further scale up interventions already rolled out in the education sector, while also raising the capacity of the government to achieve its vision.
What First Bank has done, what you are also going to be doing going forward, is that you are writing your name clearly in the heart and the mind of the Serifat Kumar and several hundreds of thousands of other school pupils who will be forever be grateful to that grant, who will be forever be grateful to the collaboration we've given to the educational system in Lagos State. Our permanent secretary, our tutor general, the likes of Serifat, will ensure that this is not put to waste. Because it will amount to waste of both resources and time if you don't see the output and the outcomes in the number of distinctions that we see in our students, in the number of quality of the tomorrow that we want to begin to build for these children, and in the number of ability to want to use technology as a strong enabler for their tomorrow. That, I think, is a responsibility that the Ministry of Education and all the tutor generals and all the quality assurance people and the students themselves have to pledge to us to make sure that indeed what you are planning and what you are striving to do, you will do us good and you will do it well. And so you can see that everybody has a role to play.
With schools still shut across the state due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the devices would be useful to keep school children busy and focused on their studies, while the government and stakeholders meet to agree on protocols for reopening of schools.
There's a lot more that we need to do, right, and to the practitioners and the operators to say that we now have a work to do to ensure that we get the best out of this. This is the beginning. We have a target for us to see how we push and ensure that every child has a learning tool to be able to activate and improve their learning outcomes.
The Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Adeshola Adedutan, said the 20,000 tools donated is the first batch of supply, which is an indication of the bank's commitment towards supporting the government's education vision. He promised that the bank would ramp up the number of devices in the coming months.
We are not in business just for profit. We are in business to be here for more than 6 years, contributing actively to economic growth and development of our country, and we will not agree to guarantees. On behalf of our board, let me say big thank you to you for allowing us to partner with you on this. I'm very sure that as we make progress in this administration, we will find First Bank a very worthy partner by your side.
Mr. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his is passion, resoluteness, steadfastness, and administrative acumen. Precautions are indeed godly grace, so have such an administrator like you. Sir, your teams are indeed unique and is second to none. I am also using this privilege to equally thank the members of the cabinet for advancing your goodwill.
Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo, described the intervention as new mileage for the state, noting that a number of private firms had reached out to the government for technical and learning support.
The Ministry of Education, we've said over and over that we want to work with partners. We are open to working with partners because we know the magnitude of the issues at hand are so enormous that we know that there's no way we can conjure up the resources to do everything that we need to do. And so we would appreciate the support of partners. And I call on other partners to do what First Bank has done and support us in ensuring that no child in Lagos State goes to school without the advantage of e-learning.
We feel happy, we feel proud that our children are joining other children all over the world to learn online. And to have materials to use for this learning is indeed going a long way to support their learning, even while locked down at home. My words of advice to them is that they should handle these devices with care. Not only that, to make sure that they improve their studies with it and make sure their performance in school is improved.
More children are being captured in the usage of this device, and I sincerely appreciate the gesture of First Bank Nigeria Limited. And I know the children too will be happy. Definitely we will rise to expectation to ensure the full usage of the device to improve academic performance on the part of these children.
Miss Sharifat Umar, a senior secondary school pupil of Elegbata Senior High School in Akpogbo, who represented beneficiaries at the event, said the devices would aid pupils to advance in their academics while at home.
I feel elated for this great investment. They made us understand that we are the future leaders of tomorrow. They made us understand that we have a destiny, we have a future which can never be fractured because it has already been structured by the scripture. And they made us understand that every child has potential, irrespective of their class, age, their level of IQ, the way they look, their political background or school. Every child has potential. On behalf of the Lagos State students, I'm saying a very big thank you to all, and most especially the Managing Director and CEO of First Bank for the great investment in ensuring that we all engage in online lessons.
The educational learning tools use free mobile data. The devices have Road to Education applications installed on them to allow users learn from all approved curricula.